Right. Hello, friends. For those who didn't read the title, I am playing 7 Days to Die at the moment. I've tried a few different intros. Lots of them did not work, but suffice to say, I tried to make some videos of this a long while back, and it didn't work out so good. I tried again more recently and come up with a few hitches, so hopefully this will be the one that works. This is Alpha 16, 16.1. As you can see in the top right, I've been playing for a multiplayer with a friend as well. So we're quite aware now of the different bugs that people have been complaining about. Sometimes zombies do run in circles. They seem to like doing that, but it saved us on more than one occasion when running for our lives at night. So I can't entirely complain about that, although it does make them difficult to hit. Another bug is sometimes my graphics will glitch up considerably on what is actually a stack of rebar. A big tower of rebar will look to me like a solid block, and doorways to buildings will be covered over by concrete but still walk throughable. It's very odd. So we'll see what we come across today. This is a completely fresh random gen world I've never used before. Literally just started it up for the video. I have another single player random gen world I was playing recently, and that kind of encouraged me because I found I found in the single player world, I found a trader right next to a safe house, really nice 2-floor house, and also he had everything I could ever need there. He had a chem station, he had a forge, he had a workbench, and I found about 200 feathers for arrows before I even got near his place. So I was just really encouraged by how easy that was. Pick that up again. So hopefully this time will be as easy. The only drawback to that world was there's absolutely no water. I've walked miles in every direction, cannot find a river, which is a bit of a pain. Let's get the axe out. I'm just going to burn through all the tutorials because obviously I've done them 100 times myself. Let's get some wood while we start off. I'm debating actually which direction to go in. Seems to be, there's a house up there, that might do the trick for a start. Let's do the usual tutorial stuff. For those who haven't seen this game before, it is, a good way to explain it is like Walking Dead kind of thing. The world's taken over by zombies. I would say the sole survivor, but obviously if you've got traders around, you're not. They're planning to add bandits later on as well. But pretty much you're one or two of the only people you'll see in the game. Unless again you're on a multiplayer server. Ouch, cactus are a problem. Didn't need that, it's just for revenge. So it's about surviving against the zombies. At night time, during the day, the zombies are what you'd call walkers. They're the type you'd see in The Walking Dead. They're slow, shambling, and pretty easy to avoid. During the night, however, they turn into what we'd call infected, like from 28 Days Later and those kind of films. They run at you, and they're very, very dangerous. So it is very difficult to stay out during the night if you see lots of zombies. It's worth risking on the first night or two, maybe. But after that, when there's enough of them around, it gets a bit dangerous. So, sorry, I've swiftly changed direction for the simple reason I saw a deer down here, and animals in this version are very rare. So it's definitely worth going. But I need feathers for arrows first. That's part of the first quest anyway, so I'm not going majorly out of my way. Just hope I find him before he wanders off. Baseball cap in a stump. I don't know. That's worse than what I've got. Oh, bit of a graphical distance, draw distance glitch there. Come on, I need to find some feathers. Anyone spot any nests? I might just ignore that animal despite how rare they are at this point. I might just again a chicken just kill itself on that plant? It's one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. These are really good sources of feathers, so that might solve both my problems. And one of the other glitches is sometimes corpses will drop through the floor. Right, let's see how many arrows I can get out of that. 15 might do the trick. See if I can go find that guy again. He's around here somewhere. There he is. Half the time, like other games like Elder Scrolls and stuff like that, you can crouch to be more stealthy. But more importantly, in this game, it gives you a lot better cursor. Even if people have spotted you, it's still worth doing. Again. No, whoops, he still hasn't spotted me. I really need this guy. Ah, stay still. He's acting a bit funny anyway. Is that going through him, or am I just crazy? For it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh dear. This is going to be interesting. Because you get leather from these guys, you get meat. Meat is a really good source of food in this game. If you don't get so much decent food, you can find a field of corn, and it'll give you like 10 health or something for the whole field. It's not that bad. Each corn that you cook will give you 1 hunger filled, and these guys, the meat from these guys, give you lots. Like 15, 20, something like that. I need their corpses to stay because that gives me bones. It glitched back up here. Anyway, yeah, it gives me a bone shiv, which is a better harvesting material for the next animal I come across. Ooh, a nest. Finally. Not that I didn't get enough feathers from the... No, it's actually stones that are lacking at the moment. Not I didn't get enough feathers from the chicken, but more the better. What are we at? 10:58. Okay. Right, let's head to that house we saw. Find a rock on the way. Preferably that one. Harvest a lot more stone. Another big house over in the distance there. Excellent. Just so people know, I've got no... I need to craft another bow because the quest must have come up after I've already crafted it. It auto-detects sometimes, though. Nice stuff. What was I saying? Really awesome. Yeah, another good house over there. I know I was praising World Gen earlier on this version, but still can be a bit funky in some places. So let's see what we find. The buildings, the cities themselves are lovely, but every time I find a city on World Gen at the moment, it seems to be on a large plains area surrounded by like 2 or 3 other cities. So it could be quite interesting. Luckily, you may have noticed that for a zombie survival game there are no zombies around. That is because your starting area on single player only mainly is there's another deer up there. The starting area is pretty devoid of zombies, just for new players to get the gist of what they're doing. So if you knew how long myself and my friend Dave have been looking for animals on our multiplayer game, and now I've just come across 2 deer and a chicken in my first few minutes. That is just super funny. Oh, don't go away. Oh, well, that might help. You just keep glitching and I'll kill you. Or miss entirely several dozen times. Oh, got him, but didn't kill him. Sometimes they... Ooh, a flying nest. Sometimes they bleed out from your hits. So even one good hit is worth it. Either way, he's going towards the house that I need to go to, so it's still worth chasing him down and trying to get another good shot in. Should get a lot more materials from him this time because I've got the shiv. Later on you can get a hunting knife, or butcher's knife, a hunting knife, and that gives you a lot of resources. God, going uphill is hard work. There's loads of stuff over there. So I really should keep on focus, shouldn't I? Damn it. Yeah, this house has carved itself out nicely in this terrain. Come on, still. No! Ah, it's all swine. Oh, there's a zombie around there somewhere, couldn't see him though. There's one as well. I can hear him sneaking up on me, but this guy's pretty important to me. Suddenly there's lots of zombies. Come on. Need to get a bit close there, didn't I? Oh, there's a town down there, even better. Did I not build the club? Uh-oh. Might have to give up on my dreams of deer hide for dinner. Batter this one's death. And one shot to the head always finishes them off, no matter how powerful they are. There he is. Sorry. I know I shouldn't tell a lot of other stuff at this point. Oh, really? 2 shots and you're still going? Oh, and I've just run over a cactus. Let's try and cut him off. And ignore all these walkers here. Now we've got one of these guys on us. For goodness sake. You know what? What's the time? Ah! Go away. I got you though. It hurts. Come back here, you winged demon. Ah, gotcha. Well, I'll just have to make do with this guy then. He's under there somewhere. Or his corpse shadow is slowly rolling down here. Either or. Getting a lot of feathers off of him, so it's all good. You can get a lot of nests in the frozen area, or they might be the same amount, just a lot easier to spot. I haven't really decided yet. It makes life a bit easier being right next to this frozen biome. That is assuming I decide to stay in this house. This house? Where is this house? These guys have got up and wandered away, so that's fine. Just borrow that as cooking pots. That'll come in very useful for some of the recipes later on. Especially boiling up water. Assuming I find it there. I know it's a waste of an arrow when you could batter them to death, but I like to make sure and make quick work of them. I was about to say I'm not short on arrows, but I'm down from 1, aren't I? That may be because of my stones and wood. Got 76 feathers, yeah, I really need to harvest wood and stone. Right. I'm pretty clear for the moment. So let's get back to that house. Let's do this tree and the stone. Let's get that done anyway. Get enough materials for a load of arrows. I won't worry about the Gavelwood quest because that, although we don't need to do that these days, one thing people don't tend to realise about this version, Alpha 16, is wood. The amount you get has been reduced a lot. and in exchange, wooden items have gone up in cost. The plan was to try and extend, from what I hear, try and extend the early game. Drawback to it is now cobblestone, as in flagstones, you can craft out of just stone and clay, are a lot more viable at the beginning because they cost a lot less and they only cost like 3 stone and 3 clay per block, and the blocks are 500 durability, so they're instantly better than reinforced, at least one layer of reinforced wood. So gathering wood is good for tools and such, but not so much for building a base anymore. So we'll see how that goes later on. I haven't really got far enough to build my own base. The last few times I attempted it didn't go well. What are we looking at? So we're looking at wood frames. So we'll just build these for the quest, mainly because the next quest then shows, the next quest is a campfire, and then the one after that shows the location of a trader, which is always very handy. He may not have what you want, but you can sell items to make space, and then buy items later with the proceeds. It's always good, because he does refresh his content every few days. Just put these down, reinforce them, and then wander off. Yay, my first base. Let's do a campfire then for the next quest. Don't want to miss it coming up this time, otherwise I'll have to make multiple. That's some odd world in here. Can't pick it up again, so skill points. Right, give me. Next quest will be where the trader is. The next quest. There we go. That direction. How far are we looking? Oh, not far actually. Right, that's my tomorrow's to-do list. Got enough time at the moment that I need to clear out this house and live in there for a night. Usually a trader's a miles away, I'm quite happy with that. Gotta be careful of these crawlers. Got quite a bit of reach on them. So they can easily knock you about a bit. Let's just scrap that. Oh, let's scrap that. That is for PvP only, really. It reinforces the area around your base for several blocks in each direction, but in single player, you don't need it, and suddenly you've got 150 iron for free, basically. I'm quite happy with that. You know what, he's going to be a nuisance all night otherwise. Missed. Only thing is, I mean, there's lots of guns in this game. It's one of the few games where I'm actually better with a bow and arrow than a gun, because you actually have to take your time aiming, whereas a gun you just attempt to wildly blind fire, aren't you? Yeah, let's go through the door. I was going to go through the windows, but I'll reinforce them tonight. Or just hide quietly in a corner. Ooh, forge! Destroyed forge. No such luck. That's not the way. Let's take that one instead. Splint and pain meds, so I don't need that. Although, don't think I need that at this point. Let's see what else we got. Oops. Oh, no, stop. I don't know what I pressed. Okay, that's fine. Oh, there I was hoping for a crossbow recipe on the first night. Not going to happen. My food's at 86, my water's at 86. Always a good sign. Let's drink that, and I'll have an empty bottle to fill that. It's always a good idea to keep well hydrated, because it works on your stamina regen. As far as I'm aware. Don't need that yet, but there's plenty around what I can do. Let's just get it from bashing rocks, so that's fine. It's going to end up being another game like my other single player one where I've got everything I need bar water. That'd just be annoying. Now I will mention there's been a few complaints about toilet in a crate, of course it is. There's been a few complaints about sleepers in houses. For those who don't know, sleeper zombies are ones that look like they're just laying down already re-dead, I guess, around a house, but not actually. They'll just get up and attack you. In this version, they've been buffed quite a bit. Good, can't get out that way. They've been buffed quite a bit, so they you get a lot more of them in houses. And occasionally, this is what really annoys people, it will spawn. They will spawn behind you in houses. Scrap that into cloth. Drop those because they take a lot of water to cook, and I don't want to waste water on them. What's the time? 17:18. Do we want to stay here tonight, or do we want to make it to the city? If we don't have somewhere to stay in that city, by the time it hits night, it'll be quite dangerous. So I'm going to try and reinforce this place up, which means I should get some clay. Just drop the things I don't immediately need in here. Oh, actually, I'll keep it. That'll do for now, because all I need to do is make a shovel. Stone shovel out of small stone. I've got any small stone in there. And once I've done that, let's go find clay. Now, clay is actually quite easy to spot because it's got all those goldenrod flowers and stuff we keep seeing. But another easier way is on the map. It's a different colour. So, this way. Okay, this is it. Yep, lots of clay from that. I say lots. Right, what you need to do then is cobblestone blocks. 15. It takes 3 per block, so I look forward to visiting that place tomorrow. Trader first, though. Takes 3 cobblestone blocks, so 3 stone and 3 clay per flagstone block with 500 durability, so it's not a lot of mats for what it is. So we'll grab quite a bit. Plenty of time before night now, if we're staying here. Night comes at 10 PM on the dot. Like instantly at 10 PM, all the zombies turn into runners, infected, whatever. Which makes things more interesting. So, and instantly at 6 o'clock in the morning, they turn back into dozy ones. I've gone out once or twice and just had to try and have them run around after me until 6 o'clock when it's like 5 o'clock. Just try and keep myself alive because they do hit hard. I don't have to hit harder or if it's just the fact that they're hitting you more. So we'll see. Right, there's another rock over there that I want. We'll get as much stone as we can get. Might fill up on arrows as well for the night because I've got. Where are my arrows? Have I run out of arrows and not noticed? That's not good. And yes, I have noticed that nest over there. It's going to be another. I've got all the feathers, but no time to get the other mast and another nest. Wasn't kidding, was I? Wow. Come on. This is because I'm out of energy. Let's just get a new axe as well, because it always helps. Oh, I've got my skill points, haven't I? Now we're here for. Where is it? I'm here for gathering materials. This is a good one. And I believe that works for most things. Construction tools. So I'll try that and see how it goes. But its gathering is really not very. It's not very fast at the moment. In previous versions of the game, you could put skill points into, for example, construction materials, and every time you did that, you get more and more loot. Oh, thank goodness, there's a river over there, or a lake, so I'll be able to refill there. That's near where I started, isn't it? I didn't even remember that, you know. Jumping in the water after that deer. Wow. It's the kind of time where you'd cut the montage usually. Speed up the video. Whoa! What's your thoughts? I can't do another point of that until I'm in construction tools 10, that's fine. Do I want to do that, or do I just want to use it as I go? Block damage goes up. You know, there's some things you really should. They say this one's a good one as well. Block damage increased, harvest counts, stamina degradation. But a lot of people just say go nuts with scavenging, so I'll do that as well, I think. Or do one or the other. Scavenging basically increases what you get from looting anything, the speed you loot, and the quality of it. For those who don't know, item quality, obviously mine are all 25 at the moment. The item quality goes all the way up to 600. When they're at 600, that's also their durability. And they do better, like a 600 axe will harvest more than a 25 axe, even if it's a stone axe, and it will last a lot longer between repairs. And you get those through skill ups as well. Increased durability, so it's that. Time, still got time for some more. So that's good. Actually. You know what, I do want to make sure I'm fully arrowed up. 72. I've still got more feathers. My god. I'm going to be alright for a little while, aren't I? Let's find me some more rocks though, would be nice. I've still got plenty of clay, haven't I? Yeah. Clay's a lot easier to gather, you get several at a time. I appear to have come into a rather unrocky terrain. How odd. That's never a problem for me usually, finding rocks. Oh, you know what does give me rocks? Not a lot. But still. Did I explore that camp? Yes, I did. I'm looking forward to going down to that town tomorrow. I probably did have time, but then between reinforcing up a house and defending it, there's obviously a lot more zombies in a town. They'd probably notice me going in. Come on, rocks. There's a rock. Oh, my eternal nemesis, not the zombies, but the cactuses. Let's just mine through this for a little while. Oops, out of that. Pardon me. Come on, more. Good. Usually when you fill up on food quite a bit, you start to regain health, so that's good. I had such a bad playthrough on multiplayer. No, I'm currently down to 70 health. I don't know what the minimum is. Yeah, but every time you die, you come back with 10 less health, maximum health. Eating certain foods increases your maximum, so you can improve your bag, which takes a lot of work. So, let's try and avoid that, shall we? For obvious reasons. See down the right hand side, I'm getting loads of materials from this. Iron, lead, coal, lots of stone, some nitrate earlier on, I think. It's quite good, this one. Almost 9 o'clock. I haven't started reinforcing the house yet. Let's go do that now. Yeah, we'll see how many we get done by the time we get there. I'll either turn the rest into arrows. First night, you won't encounter many problems. It's still best not to leave your door wide open, isn't it? Always helps. Just reinforce this up. It would. How much wood have I got on me actually? enough. Alright. Place each of these with one of the cobblestone things. And I'll feel secure. You'll still have to break through either way. So, flagstones. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, exactly the same as the rest of us around. Why am I breaking that down? Yes. Now these will need. To be honest, your best defense is not being spotted anyway. But just in case. Just leave that. Okay. That's secure. That went out to a balcony that they can't access. I think we're fine because nobody's around. So that might be alright. Okay, let's have some fun. 5 wood. Destroy the bed, that gives lots of cloth. Now, one of the problems we were having in multiplayer without being able to find many animals is getting lots of leather. Leather for leather armour, because leather armour is obviously better than cloth. And I think it's more manoeuvrable than metal armour, or scrap armour as it's called. But it turns out in certain houses you can get leather sofas. So we would just use those. Destroy the sofa, get some leather. Doesn't help you with cooking and eating though. But it's a start. So first night there's not an awful lot you can actually do. I can't believe that was destroyed, otherwise I'd think of staying. Because you need 30 leather to make one of those. Wood, wood has become a good burner in this game as well. If you do one of these, you'll see it's 20 seconds per coal. Piece of wood, 50 seconds, much better. But considering we currently don't need coal for anything else, I see no bad reasoning there. We'll do that. We've got animal hide here, but we can turn that into leather already manually, so that's fine. Just do a bit of crafting there. What have we got in here? Can't melt down iron yet. Can't do much of any of those. That we need, and that. So if I put the cooking pots, if I turn this off, put the cooking pot up, it needs to cool down first. Okay, basically, forges and workbenches and stuff like that, fireplaces, have 3 slots at the top for different tools you can add to them. This one's got, can't see it at the moment, but it can take a cooking pot, a grill, so you can do grilled meat instead, but the cooking pot lets you boil things up. The main one being, if you boil up murky water, it has a chance to give you dysentery, which really does not help your character. If you burn up that, you can turn it into boiled water, or bottled boiled water anyway. As you can see, it needs a cooking pot. Oh, it's stopped now. There we go. Suddenly it's available. So, depending on how many bottles you get, you can run down to a river, fill it all up with water, then go boil it, and you've got fresh water. So that's good. Beyond that, how much hunger have I got at the moment? 79 is not bad. I'll give it a try. I'll do 1. These upgrade your wellness as well. Your wellness, basically every 1 wellness you get, your maximum health goes up by 1. So if I eat another one of these right now, it should give me an extra 1 health maximum. There we go. So there's different things that give you different amounts. And I believe you can go up to 200 health. But again, you die, you lose it. You go down by 10. But that is by 10 on up your wellness. That is going up by 10. Losing 10 health, I mean, when you die, based on your maximum. So if I was on 110, I'd go down to 100, which would be nice. Corn on the cob, there's a small problem, and I will demonstrate this for the video. If you cook one of them, it takes one of your ears of corn, which do sweet F-all plus 1 fullness, and it takes one of your bottled water and turns it into corn on the cob. Problem is, that still does F-all. I mean, it gives you stamina, yes, it gives you fullness plus 3 and 0.08 wellness, so you'll need hundreds of these to get anywhere. But it also doesn't give you back your bottle, an empty jar. It's not great. My character's getting a little toasty now, so let's turn that off. I may well leave these behind when I go anyway. 0.08 wellness is negligible. Absolutely negligible. There's not a problem there. I've never got to the stage in my life where I need scrap plastic kits, so I need bands in them as well. What I need to do is probably make cloth armour. Need 7, have 47. I think we just about cover that. It takes duct tape, which you can make of glue, but I've only got 2 at the moment, so I might just make leg and chest. It's a little bit better protection than obviously these piles of rubbish. Where have they gone? Okay, so leg. I think it actually goes in the armor slot, so that goes over them as well, so that's much better. So that's good. Obviously, it's the first thing you get after plant fiber. Plant fibers there, cover my nakedness kind of rubbish. Right, feathers. We've got more arrows. I don't think we're in immediate danger of being invaded. Yet again. Oh, tell you what I will do is set my spawn point here. Oh, okay. If I leave my if I leave my bedroll, it sets my spawn point. So if I die, then I'll come straight back to here or near here if the place has been overrun. That's what you want to do. Ideally, you'll have some kind of stash of items nearby to help you out. Hours time 55. Okay, until 6 o'clock. What I may do for your sake is, yeah, I'll skip now the rest of the night. I'll just basically be hovering around crafting a few things, if that. See you guys in a bit.